Hello everybody and welcome to what is now the 4th episode of Redstone with the Loon. That's right, 4 episodes in 4 days. Amazing, right? Well, don't expect this to last too long. But anyways, in this episode I present to you a showcase, a tutorial, and an explanation of the redstone behind this 8x6 elevator. Now you might be thinking, whoa, why do I want to build this elevator? That is a huge footprint. And well, you would be correct, but this elevator has the cool features of being able to transport a horse vertically and a player vertically. So let me show you exactly what I mean. Okay everybody, so I'm on a horse now, and all you have to do to ride this elevator on a horse is ride right on in here. We can read these signs. We have player and horse, and we have player, but we also have the horse, so that makes us player and horse. So you can press this button and we will get transported vertically at a rate of 10 meters a second, and then when we want to go down we just hit this button, ride forward, and we'll be transported down without taking any fall damage whatsoever. Now let's say I left my amazing sky base, but I didn't bring my horse because I'm only doing a quick errand. Well, how am I going to get back up? This elevator is only for horses, but that's where it isn't, it's not. So if we hit the other button here, we'll see some fancy stuff happen, and we will also get transported up and pushed off by a piston double extender just like this. And once we're up here and we've taken a good look at this very bland scenery we have, we can hit this button again, stand on this piston, and get transported down without taking any fall damage whatsoever. Absolutely amazing. So everybody, let's take a look at the redstone behind it. As you can see, it's actually extremely compact, but there's also a very evident repeatable pattern. Now, I'm going to show you the tutorial for this, but there's one thing you need to keep in mind. We are going to build it, and we are going to build it in a way that it's always going to be with the same orientation. You can see up here it's a bit asymmetrical, which means this will only transport you up an even number of blocks, but I can also show you how to make this easily into an odd number of blocks, but that's just going to make your life a lot easier and my answering to comments a lot easier as well. Also, I'll be building the elevator portion of this first in the tutorial, so that if you only want the player elevator portion of this without any of this fancy jazz, then you can get that from watching this tutorial as well. So I say we get on with this thing. Okay. What voice? Okay, I'm alright everybody. Anyways, like I was trying to say, we're going to start off with an 8x6 area. Keep in mind that the shaft of the elevator will be only 1 block in and 2 blocks up, so our shaft, let's put some stone bricks here to mark that out, is going to be going straight up right here, and if you're only interested in the 1 wide, then it will only be these 2 blocks right here in the back. Okay everyone, to get started we are going to place our input block right here, and then place a button on that, and then take a downwards facing sticky piston and place a cauldron on its face and fill it up with water just like so. Next we're going to come over here, place a comparator to get an output from the cauldron, because cauldrons when filled with water will give out some power if it's read by a comparator. Then we're going to come down here, we're going to place 1 repeater just like this, facing into a block, and on top of that block an upwards facing sticky piston, and then coming out this way we are going to have some redstone dust, and then another solid block, then another sticky piston, and a floor block just like that. And then we can come over here, place a repeater on 2 ticks, just to give you a reference of where we are right now, then place a block just like this with a torch on it, a block next to that block with redstone dust on that, and then we're going to point the redstone dust into a block up here and place a torch on it just like this, and then we're going to place a block just right here with a redstone repeater coming out of that pointing into a block. On top of this block we're going to put some redstone dust, and next to that dust another block with another redstone torch on that. And this should be our input finished. So you can see here, if we press this button, we're going to see this torch turn on and then this torch turn on after these 2 pistons extend. Perfect. Okay everyone, so now we're going to start placing some of our pistons. So we're going to place 1 sticky piston right here, facing the front of our elevator, and then putting a normal sticky piston on its face, or a normal piston rather. And then we're going to place a temporary block and place some more sticky pistons, just like this, with regular pistons on their face as well. And we're going to keep doing this all the way to the top of our elevator. So I'm going to do that, and I'll see you once I finish. Okay everyone, so when you're placing your pistons, here's something to keep in mind, and that's that your last piston is going to be the one on the right, so that your very top piston is going to be like this, and your floor level is going to be the block above that piston. So this is going to be your floor level right here. Now I'm having you do this way just because it's a lot simpler and easier to understand when we do it one way. You can do it the other way if you know what you're doing, but if you're a little newer to redstone, then I recommend staying with something just like this. Anyways, next of all, we are going to want to place some of our wall blocks in between the pistons, just like this. And on the top ones, we are going to place 2 immovable blocks, such as furnaces or obsidian, just like so. After you're done placing these blocks, you're actually going to want to start to make your walls of your elevator shaft, so you can just go right on up, just like so, with your walls. Next, we're going to start placing a torch tower next to our pistons, just like this, and then getting blocks out, popping out just like that. So these ones furthest to the right should be right in line with the pistons, and these ones should be staggered. And then on the very top, you're also going to add an extra one like this, and then you can start placing your redstone torches. You might get some quick pulses, that is just fine, we'll fix that later. And then place the last one right here, and then next to the redstone torches we're going to want to place some solid blocks, as well as some right next to this torch right here at the bottom, which is part of our input circuit. And we can do this. We don't have to do one, actually yes we do have to do one for this last one, sorry. And get some redstone dust right here, just like that, but you do not have to put any redstone dust on the top one. And then you can go right around here to the other side, and we're going to do the exact same thing again. So we're going to place blocks on the pistons, and then blocks staggered diagonally from them, and then we can place up our torch tower, just like so. And then we again are going to place that extra block. And after you've placed all of these, again you're going to place blocks next to this torch, and then just every other block. And then we're going to place redstone on all of them except for the top one, so here, 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 and here. So if you're not quite getting what I'm saying, I'll just leave you with something looking just like this. Okay, so hopefully you get this part, and if not, I do apologize. Okay everyone, so now we should have the main part of the elevator finished. So if we press this button, you should see all your pistons extend, and then extend vertically, and then they all go back into the wall. So we see that we have done this absolutely perfect. Okay everyone, so now we're going to start to work on our downward circuit. So the first thing that we are going to need to do is place blocks in front of our sticky pistons, and then place blocks diagonal and down from them, just like this. You may find it easier to just do something like this. So we want them, both of these staggered, so no blocks are directly next to each other. Next we're going to go ahead and place redstone dust on all of these blocks that we just placed. Except for this top one here, we aren't going to need to place redstone dust on that. And next we want to place more blocks in this diagonal pattern. Whoops, that's not right. So this time we're going to have it all in front of our redstone dust blocks, just like so. And then we got even more diagonals to place, so we're going to just put more diagonal thingy-mabobbers out, just like so. Which is just perfect. We got that done. Next we're going to need some repeaters, so you better grab those. And we are going to place repeaters facing into the middle, just like I'm doing here. And then you want to place redstone dust on top of all these blocks that are on the outside, And actually, I just realized I'm missing a repeater down here. My apologies, you're gonna have to add that in. And then you have your redstone dust, and this is actually your down circuit done, so we can test this out. If we give this redstone dust here power, you should see these pistons all extend. Oh, but I realized now that we have to actually set all these repeaters to 2 ticks. Just by right-clicking them once, that's all you have to do. And then you can hit that again, and you'll see that they slowly start retracting back in, and extend again, and retract again. So if this is happening to do, you've done it perfect. If not, I recommend re-watching this entire clip here. Okay everyone, so these next steps here apply only to those who want the player elevator only and not the player and horse elevator. So if you're not interested in this, I'll leave a timestamp somewhere in this video or in the description to tell you when you can skip to in order to continue with this big deluxe guy over here. But anyways, what you're gonna do is you should have this torch. You're gonna place this block above it, and then you're gonna place a sticky piston next to this block with a solid block just like that. Next you can place in your floor blocks like so, and then get yourselves your glass all the way down. Next we're gonna hook up your down circuit to a wall, so let's get something to do that with. There we go. So to do this, all we're gonna do is we're just gonna finish these walls first of all, and you can also fill in these blocks here in the back. But your input for that is going to be right here, and then you can just take it back just like so, excuse me, and get some redstone dust on top of this, and this should have hooked up your downward circuit now. So let's test our upward. So all we have to do is stand here, hit this button, and you should see we get transported upward very quickly. And when we're up here, you can hit this button again, the pistons will pop out, and we can fall right the way down back to the bottom without taking any damage. So if you've liked this portion of the video, please leave a like, a rating, both are appreciated. And if you want to keep watching, that's also great, so you'll see how to do the rest of this. Okay everyone, so now we're going to continue with the horse and player hybrid elevator. So to do this, all we're going to do is we're going to place some blocks just like that with our half slabs going right over here, and then just finish up our sort of frame here, and then we can go, actually you probably shouldn't do this yet, we'll hold on for that step, but you can fill in your glass just like this, which will go all the way up to here, and then you'll have your floor blocks just like this. And next we're going to be placing some pistons, so we're going to get sticky pistons, we're going to place a whole bunch of them going up vertically. So we're going to place 2, skip 1, and then we're going to keep going up all the way to the block beneath our floor block, and then that's all we need. And then we can do the same thing right over here. So we're going to place 2 pistons just like this, skip 1, and then place the rest of them all the way up. And then we're going to put in our wall blocks just like this. Okay everyone, so now we're going to start working on our double extender circuit. The first thing we need to do is place a block above this torch. This is the last torch on the left column. And then we can go ahead and place not a sticky piston, another block there, and then redstone dust with a redstone repeater. And then we're going to place a sticky piston facing towards the front of our elevator, 2 of them right here, and then 2 regular pistons as well. Next we're going to come above this torch, the last torch on the right side, and place yet another block. Place 2 redstone dust there with a half slab right here. Then we're going to place another few blocks just like this, and a sticky piston underneath this block, and then we're just going to connect all of this with some redstone. And then all we have to do is place 4 blocks like this, 3 redstone dust, and a repeater set to 2 ticks. And this should be the horse elevator almost done. All we will have to do is hook up our downward circuit. And so to do that, all we need to do is place 2 blocks, like 4 gray blocks like this, and then a block down like this and over here, and then we can take some redstone dust just like this, take 2 repeaters, keep them set at 1 tick, just like that, and another block here, and this should be our horse elevator done. Okay, so now we're just gonna test the horse part of our horse elevator. So we're just gonna ride in a horse, nice and easy, hit this button, we should get transported upwards and then pushed off, just like that. So this is perfect. So if you were only here for the horse elevator portion is done. Now we're gonna work on making this also a player compatible elevator. So let's get to that. Okay everyone, so now we are going to make yet another torch tower. We are going to start it right here by placing a block diagonal from this upwards facing torch with a torch on that, and then a block just like this, and then we're just gonna go and build our torch tower right the way up. After you've done that, that was on the left hand side by the way, we're going to come right over here to the right hand side, place a couple of temporary blocks, and this is where we're going to start our torch tower again. So we're going to place our first torch here, and then we're going to alternate them all the way up, just like so, and then place all of our torches. Okay everybody, so the next step is to come right here and just place 2 blocks underneath every torch, just like this. We already have one because that's part of the torch tower, and then place one diagonally up, just like this. And then we're going to take redstone dust and place that in front of all of our torches. And then on the other side we're going to do almost the same thing, but not quite. So we just have to start the first one off a little bit different. We're going to start it off just like this, and then we're going to have to place our block there, of course, to sever that connection. And then with this one, rather than doing something like this, we're actually going to take this and move it down 1 block like that. But the rest of these guys are going to be just the same, so we're just going to place our blocks like this, and then our redstone dust like that. Okay everybody, we are getting extremely close to finishing this, but all we have to do now is hook up our second input. So I'm going to do this right opposite our first input, and then again we're going to do the sticky piston with the cauldron, and then we're going to build down 1 block, place a comparator there, and then we're going to need 2 redstone dust, which I don't have on me. Let me grab that, and then a repeater, and we're going to set that to 4 ticks, and it's going to be running into the bottom of this first torch tower. Next we are going to take a repeater facing out of this block that this one's facing into. That's going to face into a block, and that's going to go right the way down here, just like so. And then we're going to take redstone dust, and it's going to end up right next to this other torch tower. And then all we need to do is place a little something just like this, a repeater, facing into a block, which will face into this redstone dust, facing into the normal elevator input. So with this should be done. All we have to do now is give this a quick test. Okay everyone, we're almost done again, but I forgot one tiny thing. Behind this block we are going to want to place a sticky piston just like that. So this is at the very top here. But now that we've placed this block, all we need to do is give this a test. I'm not on a horse right now, but I am going to hit the player button, and we'll head up nice and fast. We'll end up right over here, right where we want to be, and then we can hit this button, we get a nice little platform pop out, and then we head right the way back down. So now let's test it with a horse. Okay everyone, guess what? I am on a horse. Also, these half slabs here are very important. I'm not sure if I pointed them out or not, but you do want them there. Anyways, let's hit the horse button this time. You can see we get transported up and pushed out, and then we hit this button again, walking towards the back. Oh, I almost missed that. And it'll go right the way back down. Absolutely perfect. So everybody, the last thing you have to do with your elevator is put on all the aesthetics and finish it up. So you can place just your blocks over here. I'm just going to do something really quick just to show you what you can do. Now please note this block here and this block here do have to be solid block and have to be a block that conducts a redstone current. And then down here on these half slabs is where you put your signs indicating horse or player. But other than that, you have a 100% complete horse and player hybrid elevator for your use anytime you want. But anyway, I say we move on to our last segment where I explain exactly what's going on here. But first, I realized I just forgot something really quick. As I said earlier in the video, you can only go up an even number of blocks with this, but I'll show you how to make it so that you can go up odd number. All you have to do actually is place stairs just right there, and then when you head up your elevator this time, it'll push you even up these stairs. So I just forgot about that. Now let's actually move on to the last segment here. Okay everyone, so it's not too hard to actually understand what's going on here. Pretty much when we hit our input, let's follow this input, seeing as this one just connects right to the elevator, but this one actually does the extra things on the side, so I'll explain that. The sticky piston moves this cauldron in front of this comparator, and for those of you who don't know, cauldrons that have water in them will give an output from the comparator. Let's get that all to retract. There we go. So pretty much what happens here, pulse comes through here, all these torches turn on sequentially, they power these blocks here, which just power all of these pistons going up, and then one tick later, all these do the same thing where they come in. That's in order to get this elevator to move you up, because if those don't come out, you'll actually just fall right off. So the importance of having this here is just to hold you in so that you cannot fall off. So that's why those do what they do. And then just triggers the elevator circuit. It's the I think it's actually the exact same circuit that Mumbo Jumbo used, so I will link his video where he explains these timings in a little more detail, but pretty much they're just torch towers, and these just alternate extending, and it just works out. The timings just work out perfectly if you have it set up where one goes one tick before the other tick. That's pretty much all that does. Hey, look at that, I just explained it. Maybe I won't link it in the video, but I will anyways. So then once it reaches the top here, this is the last one to extend, or turn on, this is the last one to turn on. It'll trigger our double extender circuit. So the first thing that happens is the line goes down here and powers this block, so that when this piston is moved one in that direction, it'll extend. As well, it comes over here and it forces this sticky piston to extend. Now what that does is it moves this out so that when this double extension pushes you, you'll actually be able to travel over this instead of just falling right back down again. So that's what that does. And then 2 ticks later, our back pistons extend and extend these forward. That just gives you the double extension. And then the circuit on the way down I thought was actually pretty clever. It powers this redstone, it goes down here to our pink circuit. This is the actual down circuit itself. So what's happening here is this redstone dust is turning on, and then this repeater is pulling the power through this block and pushing it through this block into this redstone dust, where this repeater pulls it through, so it's to this block where this repeater pulls it through, and it just does a zigzag all the way down. As well, these power this block, which powers the redstone dust on the other side, which powers this block, which has the piston on the other side of that, and that's the down circuit. So really, this is probably extremely simple to understand if you understand just the fact that they have the correct timings. But other than that, I would thank you for watching, and I would ask for a rating. Likes and dislikes are appreciated. They tell me exactly how I'm doing, and please leave a comment with some constructive criticism. I love reading that, and it helps me improve my content. But other than that, guys, I'd like to thank you so much for watching. Take care.